The headlines on Breaking Views this morning: Siemens outsmarts the market with a $2.8 billion rail deal. And the latest on Mittal's position in France and why nationalisation might be a good thing for the company. With me is Breaking Views' Pierre Briançon. Let's start with Siemens. Do they know something we don't? Did they know something the market doesn't? I mean, I think that what they've offered is almost £400 million more than what Merrill Lynch says this was worth.
It's a bit of a surprise, to be frank. So, as you say, they may know something we don't. They may be able to pull off synergies that were unsuspected under that deal. This is a company that has a few problems of its own. Expansion is part of the answer, definitely. They should maybe look domestically at where their future lays. There are big unknowns about the future of the industries. Some of the industries they were in, nuclear, to mention one, which is a big one.
I was going to say, so either this is Siemens being extremely savvy and with great foresight, or they are making a big mistake in their calculations.
In general, German companies, German industrial groups don't have the same obsession with their shareholders as in other parts of the world, as you know. And so they go for the long view, they go for the long game. They the synergies they might extract, which we believe they may be able to do, is only part of the story. The other part of the story is that there's a business they want to really become the strongest player around, and so it might make sense from their point of view. And again, they can trust or rely on shareholders that know they're not in for the quick buck.
So this gets the Breaking Views nod?
More or less.
More or less? All right. Well, I'm sure we'll revisit it at some point. Let's talk about, I want to hear your view in particular, actually, as the resident Frenchman of Breaking Views on Mittal and France and this whole spat. And actually what Montebourg, the minister, what you think should happen to him now?
Well, I think he shouldn't be in the government to begin with. They should never have been in the government. So now they're paying the price for him being in the government. He comes from a very leftist part of the Socialist Party and has been making those big. You're in a bit of an Orwellian world where ministries mean the exact opposite of what they're meant to be. Remember the Minister of Truth.
Yeah.
And his is minister. I mean, it has a totally ridiculous name of Minister for the Productive Turnaround. And he's basically scaring companies away from France by making those big threats.
And ArcelorMittal, of course, employed, 20,000 people in France?
Altogether. The two plants they intend to close down are not all the operations, but a small part in the east of France. Oh. And so now there's a veiled, offered threat of nationalization, and I wonder if it's really a threat, because under French laws and regulations, nationalized companies have to be pretty heftily compensated. I mean, the shareholders, the owners, have to be heftily compensated.
So it makes sense for Mittal, you're saying?
It could make sense under certain circumstances.
Ironically, yeah.
The whole question, in fact, is about which of the assets are up for sale. And Mittal doesn't want to sell all of it, of course, because he's got very profitable activities in France. France accounts for 1/6 of its total revenue. I mean, this is a big part of the business, remember. And so, but what I'm saying is that nationalization is not confiscation by any measure. 30 years ago, when the socialists nationalized pretty much all of French economy, shareholders were in for a very good deal, because the Constitutional Court sees to it that compensation is very generously calculated.
Okay. Pierre, many thanks for your views. Pierre Briançon from Breaking Views. For more agenda-setting insight, watch our US show. That comes on every day, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 BST, GMT rather. I'm Axel Throfel. This is Reuters. Thank you. It's interesting, that nationalisation issue in France.